Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the Nerdic Pro Podcast. How are we doing this evening? My name is, as per usual, Bobby effing Salazar, and with me on the line is one of the newest and hottest prospects from the CP Dub Hub out of Hampstead, the one and only Mr. MX Rockstar. Senor Rockstar, what are we saying?
Good evening, Bobby. How are you doing on this fine day?
Yeah, I would say I'm fine, but I've been ill the last couple of days. But
well, hopefully it comes out of you soon.
Well, fingers crossed. So, yeah. So, anyways, I just want to say thank you very much for taking the time to come and do this season. So, tell us a bit about yourself. Who is the MX Rockstar? Give us a bit of like a background about yourself. And then where did you first discover pro wrestling and where did you first discover CPW, CXW?
So my birth name is Mark. I'm 37 years old at the moment and I've kind of been into wrestling most of my life. So when I was younger, I remember going around a friend's house on a Friday night and then staying there till the Saturday morning. And we end up watching like the rerun of Raw and then SmackDown when it was on TV. So back in 1999 it was. And I've always been a fan of pro wrestling, but then I kind of had a big stage where I hit my teens, and then it weren't until it come back onto Netflix a couple of years ago that I actually started watching it again. The idea was I was online one day and I saw that someone got beaten up in the town next to me, and it turns out it wasn't like a normal street fight. It was Big Rig and Alf. And it was like a CCTV footage camera of them getting beaten up. I was like, oh God, I hope he's all right. And then it turns out, obviously, it was from the CP Dub Hub, which was down the road. So to be 36 years old and see that, I was like, I've got to give it a go. I've done martial arts my entire life. And like I said, I've always been a fan of wrestling, but it's not like karate or any other sport, is it? Like, it's quite niche. It's not something you see on just every single poster in every village hall.
Yeah, I was going to say I remember that with Alf Everest and Big Rig very well because it was me that ref their match and they ended up having in the end for the CPW title. And
I was ring crew that day. I was like, oh, so excited.
Yeah, yeah. And like it actually went round quite a few of the local Facebook groups, like to Braintree, Hampstead, etc. And people were actually thinking like it's like legit, like someone actually got jumped, and it's like Paris is actually making this work. Do you know what I mean? So
I'm not embarrassed to say that I fell for it as well. I was like, oh God, I hope he's all right. This poor guy, but because it looked like it was genuine CCTV footage.
Yeah,
I was like, how did he get like access to a stick like that? Like hit him in this? It was like a car park. It turns out it was at Tabor School. Where they normally host their CXW shows.
Yeah, it's mad, absolutely mad. I was going to say Paris has got a very good mind for when it comes to trying to sell tickets, and obviously that was one of them.
He is great. He is such a great character, and I'm glad to have met him. To be honest, like when I reached out originally about the classes, I used my work email. So in real life, I'm a site manager. And I actually used my work email to email him saying, hi, my name is Mark and I'd like to inquire about your wrestling classes. And it sounded really formal, and it's kind of carried on really as I entered the hub, that I'm kind of like more well-spoken person, doesn't seem to have much of a potty mouth on him.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's transitioned quite well.
I was going to say, I've been in the business now going on 4 years as a ref. I've worked for 14 different promoters. At this point, we're over 225 matches, and I've said it before here on the podcast, and I'll gladly say it again. I don't really care what other promoter even hears this, right? Paris is genuinely one of the best promoters I've actually worked for. Do you know what I mean? And because the level of time and dedication that he's willing to put into everyone, and the time and effort that he's willing to invest in everyone, like you don't ever hear that about anyone else. Do you know what I mean? The level of passion that he has for promoting. I've worked the show before. Well, a supposed was meant to be a show in Wakefield year before last. Literally got cancelled 5 minutes before curtain time because only 7 people turned up. 7 punters, And the only bit of public advertising that the promoter actually did was put two A4 pieces of paper, right, like posters, up at the venue at 4 o'clock the afternoon before.
Oh no! But Adam is he's different. He'll be like, from the moment he wakes up, he's got this great energy about him. Like we're part of a WhatsApp group. Everyone at CPW is part of this group. And it's like, good morning. Like, he's there from the moment he wakes up. It's such a nice thing to hear. It really is.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I remember when he was first starting out about 4 or 5 years back. You know, he was going around dressed as the Macho Man. You know, going around door to door selling tickets, going in like shopping centres, selling tickets, and postering and like what have you. Yeah. No one else does that, and then promoters then wonder why they don't sell tickets. You know what I mean? So
CPW hasn't been going overly long compared to other promoters, but from what I hear in the wrestling world, he's getting in a big crowd very early on, and I do wish him the best of luck. If I had an injury tomorrow and I couldn't wrestle anymore, I'd still want to be part of it. Maybe as someone that does the interview for the promos. Or maybe like a commentator, a manager, anything. I'd like to still stay within the industry if possible.
I think the fact on how the first graduation day shows, and I say shows in plural because there was that big of a demand for him. Like instead of having the one show, he had 2 shows, right? You know, over 200 people per show, like in the same day. For your first show, I think that says a lot, really, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? You know, and he's struggled to not sell out since. You know what I mean? CXW and CPW. Do you know what I mean? So So talk us through. So your first match was a few months back. I remember rightly, as I was the referee for it against good old the gold standard JJ Gold. How did you feel going into that match? As it was your first sort of in-house, sort of in front of like an actual audience sort of match.
So it's one of those things. So when you research any hobby that you get into, I'm not sure if there's other guys out there that are the same as me. Like, as soon as you get into a hobby, it's like, right, I need to find out everything. And I remember starting in the June. I remember looking down and going, right, this needs to go. So I decided to lose a load of weight and get into more shape than I already did. So yeah, like I said, I started in the June, and it was like late August. It was like, by the way, MX Rockstar versus JJ Gold. This was in the group chat, and I was working quite heavily at the time at a big project I was on. And I remember I opened up my phone and I had about 8 messages from different people saying, "Oh, congratulations on your match. You're going to do great." But when I got into wrestling, I genuinely believed I was going to be training for a good year and a half before I had my first match. But maybe because of my previous martial arts background, I don't know, I kind of just took to it a little bit easier than others. I was very shocked to find out I was going against JJ Gold, because before then, like, Joe, when you pass each other in the hub, like, it's a hello, like, you don't really converse in deep conversation. He was fantastic. So naturally, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So I messaged him. I was like, let me know what you want to do. Do we need to have some PTs together? Do we need to prepare? And he goes, just turn up on the day, have a few moves in mind. We'll do it then. And straight away, I was just in sweat. I was like, oh my God. Like, because it's one of those things where anything I do, I like to give it all I can. And if I end up messing something up, I'll think to myself, I could have prepared better. I think it's the same for athletes. Like, don't eat the chicken burger the night before, because you know 0.1 of a second, it makes a huge difference, doesn't it, in the world of athletics. But I went out there, I thought I'd done really well, wardrobe malfunction aside of my tights falling down slightly, but I think it was brilliant. I was really proud of how I debuted, and I actually remember you quite vividly from that, because I was laying on the floor after the match after I got pinned, and you came over and you're like, "Are you all right, Rockstar?" And I just went, that was fucking incredible. I just sorry, mind my language if that's not okay on this podcast.
No, you're right. Yeah. The thing is, as a ref, like it's always the norm. Well, it should be the norm for a ref at the end of the match to go up to the person who's just been beaten to make sure like they're okay. When you're raising like the winner's hand, again, check the winner to see like they're all right. Because again, it's a dangerous thing to do if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Do you know what I mean? And again, I think there's far too many people like wrestling now who don't know what the fuck they're doing, who are training people, and who I don't really care who's going to hear this, who are the absolute bollocks, haven't got a fucking clue what they're doing, yet they're training people and they can't wrestle for shit. And they talk this big, massive talk and whatever, and it's just like, you look at their matches and it's just like, they're saying that was like one of the best matches that they've ever had, and it's like, the rest of your matches must have been absolute fucking double dog shit. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I think for your first match against JJ, you know, genuinely, I don't think people would have realised that was your first match. Do you know what I mean?
Get that feedback afterwards, and it was really nice to hear. So there was talks before of so Paris asked me a couple of times previous about being part of the like the hardcore like multi-man matches he has.
Yeah.
And at the time I was only training not even 2 months, and I thought I'm not ready. It's not that I didn't want to do it. I just I wanted to make sure that if I was going to go in the ring, I wanted to be ready. Working in management as well, it's more the health and safety of the people that I'm working with. Like you say, there's people that are unsafe in the ring. I've seen it myself where people could just be harmlessly training and then come up with a really bad injury, like say the back of your neck, an arm, a knee could buckle, and you're out. You know, I don't think it's worth it. But I come out of that match with JJ, and all I had was a stunned foot, and trying to walk back from like the Weatherspoons we went to afterwards. I remember limping. I was like, oh, my foot's really bad. But the next day, I had a few bruises across my chest from chops. Felt brilliant. I said the adrenaline when, oh, that was so good.
I don't know if it was that match or your match against Coltrane a couple of weeks back, where Paris was like, I think you may need to like take the day off, and obviously because you were saying like what you do like for a career, you were saying like if you don't go into work tomorrow, like 40 some odd other people don't work as well or something like that. And so if the site has to close and they can't find anyone last minute, legally I can't open a building site. But I took basically, long story short, with the Coltrane, I took a drop kick to the back of the knee, and it was planted in a bit too deep. And when the ref went, "Oh, you sold that well," and he goes, "You're hurt, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah." I was lying on the floor in the corner, and then Coltrane was already out of the ring, grabbing my leg to whack it against the ring post, and I was screaming. It was so painful. I limped into the changing room and got changed after. And for a couple of days after that, I was still not 100%. My knees have given me a little bit of jip now, but I think it comes with the territory. It's like when you play, I'm not comparing wrestling to rugby by all means, but when you get injured in rugby, it can go really bad very, very quickly. Yeah. And I think of wrestling as kind of like the circus. It's a showman's sport. Yeah. Like we all do training to try and put on a great show for all the fans that are there. But that's the reason why I do it, to be honest, like the fans. And when I'm doing my entrance and that, sorry, I feel like I'm rambling on now. When I had my entrance at the last show at Haverhill, having children like jump over their parents to try and get a high five from me as I'm walking around the ring, that's such a great feeling. Yeah. Like you're basically a superhero for 10, 12 minutes or however long your spot's for. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. There's a couple of posts that regularly go around on and do the rounds on Facebook saying that one wrestling show may be the one and only thing that people have to look forward to. Do you know what I mean? And it's like if you're able to put a smile on, a 10-year-old's face for 10, 15 minutes, then it's there not a better feeling to do that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I imagine if I was 10, 11 years old and I got to go to Raw and I got to see Stone Cold come out, I'll be the same. I'll be like screaming and cheering. Not that I'm comparing myself to Stone Cold for a 10-year-old now. But yeah, that's exactly the feeling. Like you've got to put yourself in their situation. Like to a kid, that's like they're going home that night. They might watch wrestling. They may inspire to want to do something else. Yeah. I could be the reason why, Yeah, like the last WWE event that I went to was Clash of the Castle in Cardiff. and I was 17 at the time. And mate, the fucking feeling of that fucking in Cardiff was just immense. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, you know, bearing in mind, I'd been a massive fan of wrestling since I was like 4-year-old, so I getting to go to like a pay-per-view, you know, was, you know, and the first stadium pay-per-view like in the UK since SummerSlam in '92. Do you know what I mean? And getting to see people like Edge and Rey Mysterio, bear in mind I'd already seen Rey Mysterio before, but getting to see someone like Edge, like the pop that he got when he came out, fuck me sideways. You know what I mean?
I could only imagine.
Never heard anything like it. So
I'm still waiting to go to my first show.
Oh yeah.
Technically, my first show was Battle Squads for CPW. First ever wrestling show. Yeah. When I was a kid, I think I came from a single parent household. And if there was something I really wanted, it would usually come the Christmas after. Yeah. So asking mum if I can go to a wrestling show, no, it never would have happened. Yeah. So, but maybe one day I'll get to go.
Yeah. That I was going to say, you know, wrestling, like, I don't care what anyone says, you know, wrestling always brings people together. Again, you know, you don't get this shit when it comes to, you know, things like football, where people actually don't speak to each other over political beliefs, over football beliefs, that sort of shit. Whereas wrestling, you don't get that. Do you know what I mean? And so
I can't believe how small the wrestling community actually is.
Yeah.
So a great example was I'd only been training for, it must have been just after Christmas. And we had Rhino from WWE come down for a seminar.
Yeah.
And everyone was just like, yeah, it's Rhino, yeah. And I'm just like, it's Rhino. Like, I was very excited. But I didn't realize that, you know, it's just a case of, if they're on tour in the UK, we book them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And then Adam even said, rumor has it the Hardy Boys might be here next year. So you never know, might have them for CXW for like a ladder match. I was just like, he sounded so casual about it. Like, these are icons from when I was a child.
Yeah.
Oh, bonkers. Absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, it's mad, absolutely mad. I was going to say, the thing is, like, if you've got like the right contacts and whatever, you're in like the right sort of mindset, and if you've got a show during the time that they're over, then, and if they've got your date available, why not go for it? Do you know what I mean?
End of the day, it's a business. Like, the professionals want to get paid, they come down.
Yeah.
Even the professionals I've met, like Leonardo Darwin, Big Effing Joe, Rudy. What's the other one I really like? Some Jackson Arrow. Like, I've met some fantastic talent, and they're all so friendly as well. But when you hear about what wrestling used to be like a few years back, like the politics behind it all, I've actually felt quite sorry for the wrestlers in the industry. But from what I'm hearing outside of CPW, Adam is making a big change, and it's for the better. So many wrestlers now, like especially the female division. Like, some of them have come forward now after so many years of maybe like a moment of abuse they've experienced in the past. Yeah. And I think that's so brave for anyone to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, good that the change is happening.
Back in 2020, there was this whole thing known as the Speaking Out movement. And it all started with David Starr being an absolute scumbag, being an absolute fucking piece of shit. And then literally that was like the domino effect. You know, paedophiles being brought out, and being named sex pests, you know, woman beaters, etc. And it's like, Marty Skrull was named. You know, I first met Marty back in 2011. You know, this was before he went on to Japan and became part of the Bullet Club. This was before he went on to Ring of Honor, because he used to wrestle for company local to me called Falling Star Wrestling quite a lot back in the day, because he at the time lived in Little Port just outside of Cambridge, which from Leeds like less than an hour. So you know, it's mad, you know, and now I think we're going through you know, 2.0 Speaking Out, because again, you look at everything going on with top which one is it? Top Rope Wrestling, the LWF, Lana Austin. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's mad, you know, and credit to the people that are coming forward. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it can't be easy.
Exactly. You know,
if I may, we the Big Rig actually done a great awareness video. For you listeners out there that probably haven't heard about it, we done a suicide prevention video, and it's just 5 ordinary guys you'd never think telling their story about suicide. And I was fortunate to be able to tell my story. And I was a bit and ahhing about telling the story because a lot of people didn't know about my struggles at the time. But the response we got from people I went to school with, like just them explaining their stories, like I felt good for it. I said to my wife, I said, even if I reach one person and it makes them feel better about watching the video, I've made the change.
Yeah.
So that was really good to do as well.
Yeah,
really good.
Exactly. Yeah. I was going to say, like, I remember that all started, obviously, because it was because of Duffer, wasn't it? With
Great guy.
Great guy. Absolutely great guy. Yeah. With his the spot that he had after his match with Mordecai Shaw, like the thing that he had with Darwin. And obviously his dad, bless him, unfortunately, took his life when he was 9, didn't he? And so bless him. So it's just one thing to always speak up about your struggles because
he's I tell you, he's a lot stronger than I am. I've got a lot of respect for Duffer, and even behind the scenes, like when I'm getting ready for matches and stuff, he's always quick to kind of give encouragement. Same as Barry time. Shout out to Mike. He's always been helpful to me as well before any show. Like ORW, he was fantastic for as well when I was there for one show.
Yeah. But yeah, that's wrestling. Again, that's wrestling for you, bringing people together to, speak about that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyone that criticizes wrestling, I'm one of them.
I feel the same. I feel the same. I actually hid that I'd done wrestling at first for a few months until I had my first match graphic shared. What it was, I think it was a bit of embarrassment because everyone was like, "Oh, only kids are into it." But it's amazing how many people go, "You do wrestling," and then it's instantly stories about Giant Haystacks and Big Daddy and all them sorts of people, and like everyone's got a story about wrestling from their childhood, which I love. And then it's a great little icebreaker as well. So it's been good meeting loads of different people.
I was going to say, my parents didn't actually know that I started reffing until like my 3rd show, and bearing in mind 2 of them, my 2nd show, sorry, I had to stay like in a hotel overnight in Skegness for LWP, and and then they didn't know that I was reffing. Then sure, I was going to go watch a show, and it turns out that they weren't until all the photos were being released from the shows that I was on that they actually ended up seeing them. So so
most of my family didn't find out until after my debut with JJ.
Yeah. Jesus. So talk us through the bits and pieces that you would like to do in wrestling in the near and distant future. People you like to wrestle, places you like to go, promotions you like to work for.
So I never really had the idea of kind of going around different promotions as such, but Ali, my coach, Ali OK, for those that probably do know your community, great guy, has helped me every step of the way. He's been a great coach, and sometimes his patience has really helped me as well. I don't know, like I don't want to get to like WWE. I don't want to be on, TNA, anyone like that. I'm too old to want to pursue a career in that sort of thing. But I do enjoy doing shows. And if people watch my footage on, like, say, YouTube or TikTok or whatever, and they're like, oh, he's got great babyface energy, we'll have him for a show. Like, feel free to contact me and I'll come down. I'm, easily approachable. But yeah, I think the dream is to kind of do a show like once a month, if not every other month. And if other promotions do book me, brilliant. But if not, I'm more than happy at the moment just staying with CPW. I don't know what else to add to that, really.
Is there anyone at CPW that you've not physically crossed paths with that you'd like to cross paths with?
Oh, cool. Where do I start? So there's quite a few names actually that I would love to wrestle in CPW. Barry Time from Waste Management. He has great heel energy. He's very great to work with. He's currently injured, which is a bit of a shame. Regarding what's happening with Waste Management, it's all up in the air all the time. He's definitely one. Jack Phillips, great technical wrestler that
Great,
I'd love to wrestle with. Coming from a martial arts background myself, like the more technical stuff is kind of where I like to thrive in. So I think that would be really nice to exchange ideas with him. The next name, he jokes about it all of the time, and it does scare the crap out of me to think about it, but Mordecai Shaw.
Oh, God, yeah.
I would love to wrestle Sean because I think deep down he'll be great to work with. He's a great heel. He'd make anyone look good in the ring as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're the three names that come to mind. But obviously, let's get on to, like, we've got Duffer, we've got Iron Aiden, we've got Mullet Josh, you know, like, there's T-Power. There's so many great talents out there that I'd love to work with. Really would. I think it would be honored. Just I'll be honored just if anyone asks. They're like, oh yeah, I'll have a match with MX Rockstar. Like that makes me, oh, okay, cool, brilliant.
One thing that I've always said about CPW is that a majority of the people there, well, going back to the first set of graduation day shows last February, I was saying to, but like, obviously it was a majority of people on that show's first ever match, first time like in front of an audience, right? So again, without trying to toot my own horn, coming from someone who's been about the business a fair old bit, you know, travelled the country and what have you, worked with ex-WWE title holders, etc. You know, it was kind of one of them where it was like, you know, probably thinking it was like a training show, and then me and Billy, one of the other refs, we both came out of that show, and we were like, shit, because it was literally one of them that was like, fucking hell, you know, like a lot of these people, it was their first ever match they never had. Wouldn't have thought that at all, you know, and like you could go onto IWTV and watch the second show that we did, because that's on IWTV now. And again, I think the quality of wrestling on that show was just immense. And again, you wouldn't have thought that it was anyone's first time wrestling. Do you know what I mean? And,
yeah.
And again, with yourself, you know, but like I think again, wouldn't have thought that people have wrestled less than half a dozen matches. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
I never thought that MX Rockstar was going to make a show, to be honest. I've got quite a severe shoulder injury, my right shoulder, which is actually the arm that doesn't get worked in wrestling, which is helpful. But yeah, I never thought that MX Rockstar would ever be in a show. I thought I'd just be training for like a year or so, get further injured, and then have to knock it on the head. So even having one show, I feel privileged to be able to go into the ring.
Yeah. And look at you now. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I've got another show booked up for April at the Art Centre again in Haverhill. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that show.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to you.
Thank you very much. My first four-way match, and I'll be going against JJ again. So JJ Rockstar 2, technically, I suppose technically.
Yeah. So, what sort of bit of advice could you give to those people watching this who may not be a part of the business, who would like to get into the business? What sort of bit of advice like have you learned that you think that you could pass on to people when it comes to people wanting to start getting involved?
Okay, so I would say to absolutely anyone, don't come up with the excuses not to do something. If you want to do something, go and do it. Who's to stop you? I'm a 36-year-old man with a quite a bad knee now and a knackered right shoulder and a damaged lung from COVID. I shouldn't even be in the ring.
Yeah.
And I'm actually quite a wimp when it comes to pain, to be honest, unless the adrenaline's in. But yeah, just go do it. What's to stop you? Go on Google, type in Chat GPT, like look for a promotion near you and go give it a try. You know, until you've done your first session, you will never know.
Yeah.
Don't leave it too late. That'll be the best advice I can give anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree. You know, like you don't know that you can't do something until you physically go out and do it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And yeah, so yeah. And as well, what can you say is good about the CPW Hub specifically?
Oh, the community. We laugh constantly. We've got a WhatsApp group with about 50, 60 people in now. And you can go to bed at night at 10 and wake up at 6 and there's 150 messages to catch up on. Like, it's great fun. Everyone's really behind the scenes. We all grill each other, but it comes from a love place, like we all push each other on. No one holds each other back at CPW. Like if we've got ideas for moves and stuff, if someone's got like a variation of it, it's not a case of, no, that's my move, don't steal my move. Like we will help each other into making it their own, yeah, like even when I was coming up with my name and stuff, like I asked a few people in the group as well about it. Reason why I chose my name in the end was so when I was at college, I took my guitar in once, and they were like, "Such a little rock star, aren't you?" And it was my nickname for many years, Rockstar. It ended up becoming like my gaming tag on Xbox.
Yeah.
And then so I knew Rockstar had to be part of the name. But little inside joke for you. No, not a lot of people know about this. So when I used to play like SmackDown 2006, 2007, my name was Mixmaster Mark. I ended up making like a Scotty 2 Hottie sort of character. But yeah, MX Rockstar just came after. Obviously, MX, it was meant to be Mark. It was originally MJ, but a lot of people were like, oh, Michael Jackson. So it just changed to MX. So yeah, that's the origin behind my name. But yeah, if you're in Essex and you're looking for some promotions to go to, like ORW, CPW, like great friendly bunch, come and get stuck in. Yeah. Everyone will help you on the way.
Yeah.
That's the best advice I can give.
I've never physically been to ORW, but I'm really friendly with Joey Naylor. I'm really friendly with Taz. Like again, I've worked with several people through ORW, obviously at CPW, and what have you. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, again, absolutely great bunch of guys. Do you know what I mean? Like if I thought promoters were dickheads, again, I would have worked for him. I'd have put this massive long fucking post out on Facebook calling all the cunt under the sun. Do you know what I mean? And, so again, if I'm working for them, then they must be good.
As long as they're honest here and they're face to face about it, they just they speak directly to you. They don't hide anything behind the curtain. Like I met Taz at a CXW show, a deathmatch show. And Barry just went, "Oh, this is MX Rockstar," and he just went, "Do you want to come into a Rumble next Saturday?" And I went, "Sure, that's it." 2 sentences, I'm already booked in for another show. That was it. That was a good night. That was.
And then this is the thing with wrestling: you never know who's physically there in the audience. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah,
Liam from WrestleView as well, like the review guy. He, I've had so many conversations with him on like TikTok and at shows. I always make sure I'm like, "Oh, hi, Liam, how you been?" sort of thing. So it's great to reach out to people.
I absolutely love that man to pieces.
Such a friendly guy, and he doesn't say a bad word about anyone. So I got my first review from him, and I was like, "He's praising me loads." Turns out he does it with everyone. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, me and Liam were always having laughs at shows. He always go like, I always come up my way to, give him like extra shit. Yes, I'm a ref, but even still, do you know what I mean? Like he gives me shit, so may as well, give it back. Yeah. So
as long as it's all done from a friendly place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Again, this is what I mean. Wrestling brings people together and allows you to have laughs. Anyone that says otherwise, fuck you. Do you know what I mean?
You're going to be half naked, sweating, grabbing each other in a wrestling ring. You can't get much closer than that, can you?
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, next step, fucking marriage, isn't it? So,
yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So, where can those viewing this podcast, whether it be live, afterwards, whatever, where can they find you on all forms of social media?
So I am currently on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Just type in MX_Rockstar CPW, and I'll come up on Google. I've got a few free matches actually out on YouTube if you want to come watch my stuff. And apparently I'm on IWTV. I didn't know I was ever on TV. I was on the news once on ITV News. Nothing bad, but yeah, that's the only claim to fame I had from TV. So now to hear I'm wrestling on TV is even better.
Nice.
I'm always interactive with my my followers. I was about to say fans then, but that's really cringe. If you ever want to message me, ask any questions about what I do, about where I train, anything, hit me up. MX Rockstar.
Fair enough. Yeah, I was going to say I've been on TV myself through wrestling, funnily enough. The first time I ever got onto TV was a show that I did up in Bradford. The main event of that show I refed between Johnny Storm, Jimmy Jackson, and Gareth Angel. That, funny enough, went on to the BBC. it was Song to Praise out of all things. But so,
it's something.
Yeah.
It's better than Crime Watch.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah, Crime Watch. I mean, yeah, you've made it to the very top of the ladder. Like, if anyone's like ever on that, but yeah. So, and like I only went on to there because Kingdom, they're a Christian-based company. They like a lot of their shows, like they run out of churches and like what have you. It's not fully like they don't shove religion down your throat or anything. It's just they're like a charity organisation run by Christians. You know what I mean?
Jokes aside, we run out of churches. I think I've never heard that ever. Why here? Run out of churches. Oh, oh, Bobby, you make me laugh. Oh.
They do their shows in churches, is like what I mean. So,
okay, sure. Well, that makes sense. Song of Praise, it would be like a graveyard.
Yeah.
You know, it could be a graveyard next to the church, but oh.
Yeah, so that match got between Jimmy Jackson, Gareth Angel, and Johnny Storm for the Kingdom World Heavyweight title. I ref got put up onto there. I think it's still on BBC iPlayer as well. And obviously, shows that I've worked for DOA, they've got up onto the Extreme Sport channel for Review 271.
Wow.
New Japan are on there as well. So, yeah. So,
it's weird. When I joined wrestling, I actually didn't know anything about Brit Rest whatsoever. So a lot of people will say, oh, yeah, we've got Johnny. Like, my first time I heard it was like, we have Johnny Storm. And everyone was like, yeah, Johnny Storm. And I'm like, I didn't want to say who because I didn't want to be that guy. But I was like, yeah. Who's Johnny Storm? And then after seeing him in a few matches, the guy's incredible. His latest one he done with Kai. Wow. That was a hell of a match. That was brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to say, Johnny, he's been wrestling 31 years this year. Right? Wrestled all over the world, challenged for the TNA Division title, wrestled for TNA several times, and what have you.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he's an absolute legend. So, the phone's dying. So CXW, CPW have said we love MX Rockstar.
Oh, thank you very much.
You have fans, Mr. Rockstar.
That's probably Adam.
It probably is.
I love CXTPW as well. They're brilliant. Hopefully you didn't hear anything about the start we were saying about him. No, it's all good things, Adam.
Yeah. Adam, whatever you do, don't fucking rewatch this for Christ's sake. Yeah. So going back onto like your social medias, like I assume if a promoter is wanting to book you for a show, I take it that's the exact same way that they could book you through a show, through your Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Yeah, the thing is, I think to stick out these days, you've got to have flair, haven't you, to stick out now to be booked for shows. Like when you see like Isaiah Jackson, like the kid's half my age, he's going to go far,
massively.
I wish him all the best of luck. Funny that his granddad was actually my manager for my first match with JJ.
He was, yeah. Again, granddad, what a bloke! What a bloke!
Oh, that crowd pop for granddad, you can never dispute that.
Yeah, everyone calls him granddad, and because again, he's brilliant. So,
I call him granddad. I only spoke to the guy 3 times.
Yeah,
always give him a high five when I see him.
Yeah, I was going to say Isaiah again. He's only what 17.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Again, he had a extreme match with Big F and Joe at the Haverhill show. I mean, anyone that goes toe to toe with Big F and Joe, you've got to have balls for that.
He's a mean-looking guy, isn't he?
Yeah,
mean-looking guy.
The fact that I mean, me and Joe, we go way back, and like again, like I knew him before he got big, like in the whole like death matching, and
so it's just effing Joe then, was he?
Well, he was just Big Joe FX, like at that point, and he was the winner of the 2023 CZW Tournament of Death, right? Biggest death match tournament on planet Earth, and yet Isaiah went one-on-one with him in a extreme match. Do you know what I mean? And again, you were obviously there at Battle Squads. I think the bits and pieces that he had with Paul Robinson.
The bits he had with Ali as well.
Yeah, mate.
Incredible talent.
Yeah, exactly. I think that to be so, this was at a Falling Star show. This was at a Falling Star show about 6-7 years back in Hull. I was speaking to Danny Duggan, and who's now Kit Wilson on SmackDown. And
wow.
Again, we were speaking about Jack Landers. He was only 15 at the time, right? And again, he had a match with as Kit Wilson was known as Sam Stoker at that point when he first started out with NXT UK. And I think we can say the same with Isaiah as what me, Danny Duggan, and Kit Wilson said with Jack. At that point, Jack was only 15. In 5 years' time, he was only going to have been 20. I think with Isaiah, he's only 17 at the minute. In 5 years, he's only going to be 22. Do you know what I mean? Again, you look at the level that he's going to end up improving at. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, if he's not everywhere in the next 5 years, I think the business is fucked. Do you know what I mean?
Well, let's put it this way. It's not going to be down to anyone else but himself, really, is it?
Yeah.
Like, you've got everyone at CPW rooting for him. Adam's always sharing his content, always edging him on. His family is so supportive as well. Even people at my gym that I go to, they're like, you know Isaiah, don't you, if you wrestle? I go, what? They're like, yeah, we know Isaiah. He's really good at BMXing. And apparently that's what he does in his spare time as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So, small world.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I've spoken to his mum, Alicia, a couple of
lovely
times.
lady.
Again, she's sweet as anything, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
It's good to have a good mum behind you, isn't it? It's always your first fan, as they say, your mum.
Yeah, exactly.
My mum was always at my shows when I was a kid, when I was doing judo. She was always there front row screaming. Not even in yet, she's screaming.
Yeah. So we've got Des, obviously the tech and sound guy for CXW saying,
hi, Des.
Oh God. Yeah. So but yeah, like I think a lot of the people at CPW, I think, give it another year or two, and I think they should be on every single poster going. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, Desmond even said here, Isaiah will make it. I believe so. Yeah. Quite literally. Again, like if he sticks to it,
it's the passion that you hear. So when I was speaking to Ali and Adam a few months back now, it was about some politics that happened. I think that is the dream for them. Like for Ali to train someone and for Adam to promote someone in this industry and for them to make it will kind of be like, wow, their proud moment, you know, like they don't hold anyone back.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of wrestlers, they do hold each other back, don't they? Like they try and stamp on their feet to get higher in the industry. Never like that with CPW. Can't fault them.
There are some schools out there that hate it when their students, you know, try to get booked elsewhere. As they try.
I have heard the stories, but I'm not one to indulge in gossip, to be honest. Like I've heard rumors about paedophiles within the industry, and unless I actually see it, hopefully I don't ever see it firsthand. But if I ever witness it or know about it firsthand, that's when I'll finally make the judgment call. You know, like we get some people that come to the hub at the moment. They're not always the most confident, but as long as they get in the ring and they give it a go, no one can question them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, so Mr. MX Rockstar, is there anything that you'd like to add on to the end of today's podcast?
No, you've got all my socials. All of your listeners can reach out. You know where the CP Dub Hub is. Come down if you want to try it out. Great community. That's most of the reason why a lot of people go. We was outside. Yeah. If you ever come down to the CP Dub Hub, you're there for hours after training's finished, just having a chinwag with all the talent that's down there.
To be fair, I've never actually physically been to the hub before, but I obviously.
Oh, have you not?
No, I've never actually physically been there. Like I keep saying to Paris that I'm going to come down at some point, but I'd never get the chance to. So
life is busy at the moment. I'm actually working away at the moment. In Warwick, and it's about 2.5 hours for me, so I'm not going to be able to make training unless it's on a Friday or the weekend. So but I'd like to thank you very much for having me on. What can I just ask? Why me? Why have MX Rockstar on your podcast? Like, I've had 4 matches, and I've only been.
Why have MX Rockstar?
I just wanted to know.
Well, I thought that, you know, again, as I've said with a lot of the people at the at CPW, I think you are great at what little you've actually done in wrestling. I think what you've been, the quality of your matches. Again, people wouldn't have thought that you've only had 4 matches, less than half a dozen, right? Do you know what I mean? And again, with the greatest of respect, I don't ask people to come on with egos. I don't ask people to come on who are up themselves. This goes for CPW. This goes for Big Top. This goes for Falling Star.
I'm too old for all of that, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm trying to pave the road for the next generation getting into wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I think you've got an ego, then I won't have you on. Do you know what I mean? If I think that you're a piece of shit scumbag, again, won't have you on. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that you've got the ego the way you think that you're better than every other Tom, Dick, and Harry that you've come across. Do you know what I mean? So because again, the point of the podcast is to try and help branch you out of it. People have been booked because of this podcast. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, people have been booked for the companies because of appearing on here. Do you know what I mean? Again, without trying to toot my own horn, I've worked for 14 different companies throughout the UK now.
Yeah.
200.
You must have seen a hell of a lot in the 4 years that you've been doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Again, I've worked with people who have wrestled on WWE pay-per-views. I've worked with people who are currently in TNA. Do you know what I mean? So again, without trying to toot my own horn, I think I've got the right to say some stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, as long as it's all in good. What's the word?
Yeah, all in good faith. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah. So Des has put, good chat, boys. I'm not much of a wrestler, but this stuff is fun. So yeah,
Des is a whiz on a computer. Like when he showed me my, I remember for my debut, I obviously I was going against JJ, and when we was doing the ring setup, Des put it on the screen, like behind me, like my entrance song, Running Wild by Airborne. Like the video was there. My name was all big, like in lights. And I was like, what? Like, what's this? And then, oh, God. Honestly, I wanted to cry. I was so happy. But I actually, I said, Des, can we do it one more time? And what I'd done was I actually timed like my entrance coming around the ring, make sure I had enough time to say hi to like everyone in the front row sort of thing. But yeah, Des, he's brilliant. I can't fault Des. I say that a lot of this podcast. I don't know how I can't fault people.
So he's also said, so he said it needs an update, to be honest.
I'm happy. To be honest, Des doesn't get paid. He's here just for the passion of it all. And for what he produces, I'd pay for his services, personally. I would.
Okay. Quite easily. Neutrons for this season. So
hopefully I survive to the end of the season. That'll be nice.
Same goes. Yeah. So anyways, Mark, Mr. MX Rockstar, I honestly cannot thank you enough for today. I did forget to mention, like I always do, when I do finish this, we'll go into the lobby that we're in beforehand. And forgot to mention that to you before we come live because I've got to screw this. And
that's fine. So, we literally had 20 minutes before I came on. You were like, by the way, we're doing this, and this, and you'll see a video like this, and we're gone. I was like, what? Okay, cool. Let's start.
Yeah, I need to write that down at one point, don't I? Or like sticking it like beforehand, like when I do podcasts, and to put it up. So
there's not been a quiet moment on this podcast, so obviously it's done really well for like the last however long we've been doing it for. So 49
minutes and 7 seconds to be precise.
Yeah, it's been a really nice chat, and I'd like to thank you very, very much for having me on the show. It means a lot that you've thought of me, and it's nice to know that I have been picked up on, like, say, my good mannerisms, not having an ego, and having a general positive attitude. If anything, that comes back from my my martial arts days when I've done judo, because my mum used to make tea for all the senseis. So it was always a tight community, like a family community, and that's what I love about CPW. I think that's why people are drawn to it. So, but yeah, thanks again. It means a lot.
No, honestly, thank you very much. The pleasure is all mine. And so
I'm sure I'll see you at the next show.
Well, if you're there on Sunday, I unfortunately can't make it on Sunday now. So
I'm not there this Sunday.
Yeah,
I don't like deathmatch. I like the technical stuff. At the last CXW show, I didn't see a single suplex, And I like a suplex and some
Yeah.
arm wrenches, so no glass
Yeah.
on my shoulder.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, I'm gutted that I can't be there on Sunday because Tim Lee is in
To
a...
the listeners, though, if you want to see a really good deathmatch show, CXW,
Oh, mate. Bloody Nick
Oh.
Gage, Big F and Joe in, when is it, June? Right? That is going to be fucking carnage. Absolute carnage.
See,
So,
for me,
yeah.
anything with Semtex in just looks golden.
Oh, yeah.
Guy can move.
Again, I've known Brett literally since he first started, like 5-6 years ago, right? And again, he's come leaps and bounds, fucking big time. And yeah, so yeah, I'm gutted that I can't be there on Sunday because Tim Lee is in a stick and nail match with Owen Thorne and JJ Cold. And the funny thing is that he suffers with hay fever. So
yeah. Tell you
yeah,
what, that's a big shout out as well, Tim Lee. Actually, he's been really great to me. Him and Khan have been great over the last couple of months. They're quite new to CPW, and Tim has always been helpful with anything that you have. So thanks again, Tim Lee and Khan.
I was going to say, like, I don't know how long Khan's been wrestling, but I do know that Tim's been wrestling like 20 years this year or something like that.
Yeah,
and again,
so much knowledge between them. So much knowledge between them.
It's insane. It's insane. I was going to say, like I know that they took over a session recently, didn't they? Because
that's it. Yeah.
Ali's gearbox blew up, and yeah. So
I was in that session. We were learning about strikes, and it's the one thing I'd like to put into my moveset that I've not done yet. So that's why I've not done it in shows, because last thing I want is what happened to my knee. So yeah, be nice to get some more practice with strikes, really.
Yeah. So Des has put Semtex is there, so we should get at least one. So I assume he means about suplexes. So again, Semtex is a submission machine. Not submission machine, sorry, suplex machine even. Yeah. So anyways, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to those of you who have been watching live. Again, Mr. MX Rockstar, thank you very much for taking the time out of your schedule to come here this evening.
Anytime.
And yeah, keep supporting British indie wrestling. And yeah, so my name has, as usual, been Bobby effing Salazar. With me on the line has been one of CPW's hottest prospects, Mr. MX Rockstar. And we shall be seeing you all later. Goodbye.